Okay, we got both pieces of the clear plastic on the roof now. So we got plenty of light over in the Sophie side where we keep all the chicken feed. And over top of the roost in the chicken coop side, we got a little bit more light in there also. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work on building a window for the back side of that chicken coop. And I want this window to be able to open up to get more air on these really hot days to circulate inside there. So we got a big piece of plexiglass here. This is 1/4 inch thick plexiglass. Now you don't need 1/4 inch thick. This is all they had, so this is what I got. And I got some old scrap 2x4s that actually I've had hanging around here since I built the chicken coop. They look a little rough, but we're going to build a window out of them. Let me show you what they look like. These guys have been sitting around. They're good and dry. Maybe a little too dry, but we'll get a window out of it. I got a whole bunch of these. I got about 6 or so of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these guys cleaned up and see if we can get some measurements. We need a window. This window frame cannot be any taller. It can be that 24 wide, but we don't want it. This is 18 by 24. Now, the whole window outside of the window frame can't be any taller than 17 inches because that's what I got between the boards in there. So we can only do a 17 inch. It's actually going to be a little less than 17 once you take that frame out. But we can go to 24 wide. I think that'll work for us. So we're going to get started on the window and see what we can get it to look like. Okay, we got our 4 pieces of our framework, and I was just telling Julie it's crazy to think that this wood just came from that one of these boards. That wood is beautiful. It's really pretty wood. But don't forget, it's just a chicken coop window. So we're going to go ahead and get this guy screwed together. Now, I really like to glue everything. When I do this kind of project, I like to glue it and screw it together. Now, the inside frame where we put the window, we might do some brad nails in there. We got to do a track inside there and we'll do some brad nails. But right now we're going to be screwing this together with 2.5-inch screws. And this is just our outside, like I said, this is our outside frame. Thank you. I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not, but this guy is pretty much perfectly square. I mean, there is no daylight in that square at all. Anywhere. That's unreal. It's like perfect. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get some more of these cut up here. We're going to get it cut to size or close, get it planed down, and then we're going to build our track for our window. So let's get on that next. Okay, so now I have my little frame here that our window is actually going to go in. So what I need to do is take this in there in the table saw and cut a groove 1/4 inch thick that this little piece of plexiglass will go through. And then we're going to have to cut our little piece of plexiglass to set down inside of that. And then we screw and glue this together and we have a window. Okay, we got our notch, we got our little groove cut in the frame for the window. We're going to get ready to cut the window out, and so we're going to be 14 3/4 by 17 3/4. That's going to allow a 1/2 inch all the way around into this frame. That way we got a solid piece of glass in there. So we're going to get cutting this, and the only thing I'm going to use is I have a little, it's a plexiglass cutter. These things are not easy to use, and this is 1/4 inch plexiglass, and I've only cut 1/8 inch with this thing, so this is going to be a job. So we're going to get it measured out and get it scored up so we can get it cut. So what we're going to do is we're going to score this with a carpenter knife first, right where we want our cut to be. Now we can take our, this is your plexiglass cutter, and you're just going to cut with that little hook right there on the end, and it's going to take us a while to get through this thing. So you just hook it in there, and you pull it down that cut that you just made. And we're going to keep doing that until we get through this piece of plexiglass. Wipe the glue off of her. I think this is going to make a nice little window if we're in the coop. We can make a little track for this. The freak?
Come on.
Oh hell.
What'd you do? Cut the wrong size?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I cut that piece of plexiglass and put that frame together wrong. So I had to go back into Lowe's and pick up another piece of plexiglass. And while I was there, I got me a set of hinges and I got me a little latch. So we're going to go ahead and put this frame back together. We can still use the same frame. It's this same frame. I just put it together wrong. And now I'm going to recut this piece of plexiglass and go ahead and get it back in here like it should, and then we'll get you guys right back in there. But I'm just basically going to do the same thing. We're going to use the plexiglass cutter and cut it, get it all mounted in there so I don't have to waste any more time on this thing than I have to. The only problem I do have is the only piece I could get was 1/8 inch. This guy was 1/4. So what it is what it is, and we'll make it work. That's just the way it is. So I'll get you guys right back in here. Alright, we got the new plexiglass in the frame, just like we had in the other part of the frame. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to set this down in there. We just want to make sure it fits, and it does fit. And I'm going to be cutting some trim boards. I need some trim to go around this door, or this window, so it has a place to rest. And what we're going to do is we had some old boards up on the top that were scrap. We're going to cut them to go around the inside of here. That way it'll have something to close against. So we're going to get started on that next. Okay, I went and cut my little strips. I only planed one side because you're not really going to see the others. We're going to go ahead and place these down in here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these guys in. We're going to glue them, and then we're going to use the brad nailer, and we're going to nail these guys in here. Now, put that on there. We put the window in.
Oh, do you want to put the glue?
The window should be fine.
Okay, let's stand it up
Now
then.
let's see if the door...
Oh, creaks and all.
Sounds like a barn door. Now this window has to have wire over it, so we're going to cut a piece of wire to mount on this thing. This wire come off of Rick and Peggy's old chicken coop.
Okay, you got that?
Yeah, I got this.
All right.
Okay, these are some leftover boards that we had from the front of the barn dominium that we had planed down and stained. We're going to use these to build our frame around the outside of this window. So we're going to go in there and get us a few of these cut. So what we're going to do now is we poured that plastic film off of there. And we're going to put a little crisscross in there, and it's just for looks. You know, we got to make it look like a barn, right? And barn windows have them little crisscross in there. All we're going to do is we're going to toenail these guys in. One in there. And one in there. Now, like I said, this is just for looks. It's not to do anything. So what we'll do is we'll place two more of these in here. One on this side, one here, and one here. That's about all we're going to get. I think it'll look pretty good. Since this is the outside of the window, if you want to do a bead of caulk.
Some clear.
Yeah, it's right there
Where?
on the wall.
Is this clear?
Yeah.
Oh, this one's
Yeah, that one's clear.
So thank goodness it's clear.
Yeah. Okay, Julie's going to put a coat of diesel fuel and motor oil on this, and that's going to be our sealer. That's what it's on our chicken coop. That's what's going on this window. She's going to do the best she can, and then I know we put some silicone around the window. That's to seal it up because that is the outside, but she'll do her best.
Just to keep air from coming in.
Yeah, keep that plexiglass a little tight there. Okay, our window is finished. I'm just wiping some of the extra oil off. And we're going to go ahead and get this guy mounted in the chicken coop. This thing turned out really nice for that old wood. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It is just a chicken coop. So that's our chicken coop window. I think it turned out pretty good. We're going to go ahead and get it mounted into the chicken coop and get some more light in that coop. We insulated our chicken coop with all the feed bags, the old feed bags. We just lined them in there and stapled them to the wall for extra insulation for the chickens. And so we're going to be taking a razor blade, cutting out our hole. We're going to try to stay between these two boards as the best we can in the center of this wall, and we're going to put our window in. This is going to give the chicken coop a lot more light. And if you guys remember watching some of the older videos where we're in the chicken coop, there's not much light. So we did put the plastic panels on the roof, one above where the camera is setting, and then I put one over here on the other side, and it really turned out nice because now I got so much more light in here to be able to see and to be able to you know, clean the coop, and hopefully the chickens will lay more eggs the more light they have. Being so dark, I think it slows them down. So let's get to putting our window in and get it marked out here. Okay, we're going to be using the Wild Badger to cut this hole out. This is a battery operated saw, and it's not going to leave off any fumes, so this is going to work out good. I got my window marked out. I know that I need it, the height So I'm just going to stay a little bit off of the 2 studs here, and we'll just cut that strip and that strip. We're going to have our window. It's going to work out pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and get her cut. See what happens here. Okay, I think that gave us a whole lot more light in here. We'll get to measuring and make sure everything is good and gonna fit. I think our window's gonna fit right in there. So we're just gonna go from the outside and slide our window in, and then we'll put a couple screws in it, and that'll be about all there is to it. Just tuck our plastic back up around the window, and we're good to go. Well, I do think that made for a nice window, for sure. Now, in order to get this window to stay up, all I have to do is tie a piece of wire up here, and I'll put our latch up. I'll be able to hook that latch right on that piece of wire. Now you can just take your latch, and I don't know if you can see, take your latch and stick it out, reach up here, put your window on it, and that holds the window open, so now they can get plenty of air. And we're coon-proof. We got some nice wire on there to keep the coons out and let the air circulate through this chicken coop. More light and more air.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get more eggs.
Yeah. Hopefully it leads to more eggs.